I'd like somebody to kind of let me know if they can hear me, because it's quite difficult to keep starting again. But where have you lost your phone now, husband? So this is take 3 anyway. What I was babbling on about, why you could see me and not hear me, was that we work with Rashid and the girls in Hope Orphanage in Sierra Leone. And these girls, well, they're wonderful. If you've not caught any of their poetry or dancing, you really do need to. These girls are amazing. And basically, this woman and her 2 sons have taken in 73 orphaned girls. And in Africa, the position of a girl is very different to here. And they endeavour to keep them safe and keep them educated. And our involvement has ratcheted up. So we're no longer just supplying the basics. So we do believe that people in Sierra Leone need a break. The girls need a break. So we're prepared to work as hard as we can to achieve that. And we can't thank you enough for your assistance. And unlike what Boris said earlier in the week, basically it's not greed and capitalism that gets us anywhere. It's people and caring and doing something about it. And so the sooner that horrendous waste of oxygen has gone, the better, I feel, anyway. So I wanted to read a poem about a guy who used to come to the day centre where I work, because those of you who don't know, I work at a day centre in Nottingham for the homeless. And this is about one of my Polish guys. A lot of people come up to me and ask me all the time, you know, do you have a problem with them foreigners? Well, I don't. I have a problem with the English people, the ones who expect money. The thing is, a lot of the people I work with from other lands aren't used to a welfare state. They don't ask for anything, and they contribute a lot to my life as well as to your life. And even economically, if Priti Patel would learn to add up, they provide a lot to this country. So this is for Pavel. He came to the day centre on too many days to remember. He said, Pavel, in broken English, to get his food parcel, a bag with crisps, chocolate bits, cakes, sandwiches, fruit and a drink. A twinkle in his eye as he says, thank you. As Christmas approaches, he comes dressed as Santa, causing much laughter. After Christmas, he laughs as I ask him where Santa's gone. He begins to look frail as his tumour takes hold, no longer able to eat sandwiches and crisps, preferring or able to swallow just juice and squash. He's got a wound in his neck, a dressing, dark circles for eyes. And then he's gone. Someone will, I hope, tell his son, back in Poland, to remember the dad who went away. How can they exist? But he made me smile, and I'll miss him. Night, Pavel. I was looking through some earlier poetry from years ago that I wrote and wondering if it would still be relevant now, and sadly it is all too relevant. And I wrote this a long time ago, and it's called The End. In 1940, when the world seemed dark, the enemy without and within, I suppose it would have been easy to just give in. The Bay of Pigs, a day off school, impending death. My mother so full of love. If there were only hours left to live, she wants to spend them with me. The 1970s, we wait for that mushroom cloud. The year 2000, we're too frightened to even switch the computer on. And now, the end of the world as we know it. But God is still God. So am I prepared to hold Mother Earth's hand as she breathes her last, mopping her brow? Yes, I'm afraid I am. Until then, I will fight. Now, a lot of what Eagle writes is poetry, but he also writes a lot of the songs for Activistas. And based on the content of the last poem, that must be getting on for 30 years old. It's so awful how this is still relevant. But Eagle writes poetry that becomes songs for our band. And this is called Mother Earth is Dying. Mother Earth is dying, dance upon her grave. Let's lift a glass to the fuck we never gave, and sometime in the future we will change our ways. We will all be vegan. In the end of days, in the end of days. We cannot eat money, thus spake Sitting Bull. We've killed off all the rivers to let the white man rule. We chopped down all the trees just to wipe our arse. People are starving. Democracy is a farce. Mother Earth is dying, dance upon her grave. Let's lift a glass to the fuck we never gave, and sometime in the future we will change our ways. We will all be vegan. In the end of days, in the end of days. Rip the guts out the system, rebuild in its shell. The words of St. Dorothy, we choose to rot in hell. In the near future, the oceans will be dead. We need this desecration just to rob the dead. Mother Earth is dying, dance upon her grave. Let's lift a glass to the fuck we never gave, and sometime in the future we will change our ways. We will all be vegan. In the end of days, in the end of days. Things cannot get darker. We've killed off everything. We are the consumers. It is collective sin. Take the piss out of Greta for speaking truth to power. Will we still be laughing in our final hour? Mother Earth is dying, dance upon her grave. Let's lift a glass to the fuck we never gave, and sometime in the future we will change our ways. We will all be vegan. In the end of days, in the end of days. So when it comes to a romantic ballad, my husband's not very romantic. It's usually about the earth dying or things like that. And just to round off by saying thank you to everybody. We've been online over a year now, Punk for the Homeless. And your generosity has never failed to amaze and astound and bless us. But mainly, it blesses 73 little girls who live in the orphanage and one little girl who's blind who goes to the blind school. And in just over a year, we've managed to get all of those children 3 outfits, the books they need for school, education, food, mattresses, flip-flops, and the joy on their faces is something to behold. If you've not seen it, Punk for the Homeless, is on YouTube. We've got our own channel, and the lovely little Alex has put up hundreds of videos, so there's no reason to be bored. And if you don't like it, click on the next one, so you don't have to watch me after all. Right, I've got something to leave you with, really, and this is by somebody called L.R. Nost, and it goes a bit like this. Do not be dismayed by the brokenness of the world. All things break, and all things can be mended. Not with time, as they say, but with intention. So go, love intentionally, extravagantly, unconditionally. The broken world waits in darkness for the light that is you. Go be the light. Go make a difference. Night, guys. We love you very much. God bless you.
Well done.